India has called the Court of Arbitration purportedly constituted under the Indus Waters Treaty as illegal and has rejected the supplemental award on its competence, saying India has never recognized the existence in law of this so-called Court of Arbitration. India's Ministry of External Affairs in a statement said that today, the illegal Court of Arbitration purportedly constituted under the Indus Waters Treaty 1960, albeit in brazen violation of it, has issued what it characterizes as a supplemental award on its competence concerning the Kishan Ganga and Ratle hydroelectric projects in Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Ministry of External Affairs further said that India has never recognized the existence in law of this so-called Court of Arbitration, and India's position has all along been that the constitution of this so-called arbitral body is in itself a serious breach of the Indus Waters Treaty, and consequently any proceedings before this forum and any award or decision taken by it are also for that reason illegal and per se void. Following the Pahalgam terrorist attack, India has, in exercise of its rights as a sovereign nation under international law, placed the Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance until Pakistan credibly and irrevocably abjures its support for cross-border terrorism. Until such time that the treaty is in abeyance, India is no longer bound to perform any of its obligations under the treaty. Further, the Minister of External Affairs said that no court of arbitration, much less this illegally constituted arbitral body, which has no existence in the eye of law, has the jurisdiction to examine the legality of India's actions in exercise of its rights as a sovereign. India therefore categorically rejects this so-called supplemental award, as it has rejected all prior pronouncements of this body. All right, and DD India's Mark Lynn joins us live on this. Mark, to begin with, can you explain what is this so-called supplemental award by the Court of Arbitration?
The Court of Arbitration does not exist as far as India is concerned, because according to the Indus Water Treaty, arbitration is only the third process. You know, before that, there's the Indus Water Commission, and then there is a neutral expert. A neutral expert has to look at the technical issues, and only the legal issues, if there are any legal issues, that is, will be approached by a court of arbitration, which has to, of course, have both parties involved. Now, India has completely rejected this court of arbitration, which was set up by Pakistan. Now, Pakistan believes that it has all these disputes, but India, of course, has it sees these as technical issues, and technical issues should be cleared by a neutral expert of the World Bank. So hence, the very basis of this court of arbitration is illegal, and it is a court of arbitration that is illegally constituted, and hence any decision it comes to is not accepted by India. That's the position, Siddharth.
Okay, that's the position as of now, Mark. But what are the Kishan Ganga and Ratle projects, and why are they a point of contention? If you can just explain it to our viewers.
Indeed, the Kishan Ganga and Ratle hydro projects, they are infrastructure projects that are in Jammu and Kashmir, essential for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and its development. Now, as we know, as per the Indus Water Treaty, the western rivers, they are the rivers that go to Pakistan, but India is allowed limited use of these for the purposes of hydroelectric power. That means the run of the water is utilized by India to generate power. And hence, the Kishan Ganga hydroelectric power project is a 330 megawatt plant on the Kishan Ganga river. That's a tributary of the Jhelum river. And it basically diverts a little water into a power station, and then that water flows back into the Kishan Ganga river, which goes back into the Jhelum. So there's no real loss of water, as Pakistan claims. And that is one of the projects. The other project, the Ratle hydropower project, is still in construction. It's a larger project of 850 megawatts, and it is on the Chenab River, and it is also under construction currently, as I said. But Pakistan believes that the technical parameters have not been followed, and that the run of the water that is reaching Pakistan is being affected as a result of this, and hence they believe that it is an issue. But India, of course, has always maintained that the flow has not really been altered. The speed of the water has not been altered. India is utilizing within the terms of the agreement its right to generate hydroelectric power. Siddharth.
All right, and Mark, very quickly, can you just walk us through the key provisions of the Indus Waters Treaty that are now in question?
So the Indus Water Treaty was, first of all, signed in good faith. Good faith is the basis of the treaty. That is why India has put it in abeyance, because no good faith prevails anymore. And according to that treaty, which was involving the World Bank as a third party, the three eastern rivers, the Ravi, Bias and the Satluj, they are fully with India, because they are eastern rivers flowing into India. And the western rivers which flow into Pakistan are the Indus, Jhelum and Chenab. Now they are basically for Pakistan's use, but India, because they are flowing upstream from India, India has the right to utilize the flow of that water for purposes of hydroelectric power, as well as, for apart from that, for agriculture and navigation. These are some of the things that India is allowed to use. Now the issue also is of dispute resolution in this particular agreement, and that is that it goes through, as I was mentioning in my first answer, through a permanent Indus Commission. That's the first line of dialogue. Then there is the neutral expert for technical matters, because India is not violating any legal matters in this agreement. It's a technical issue which Pakistan has raised, for which India says that there should be a neutral expert, and the World Bank can check that out. And only after that, if there is a legal dispute, then the third process comes in, which is the final process, which is the Court of Arbitration. So India has, there is no process. There India has, there is that particular part, that three-tiered process has not been followed at all by Pakistan. They've created an issue, and they've created this Court of Arbitration, and basically the Court of Arbitration is not acceptable to India. Hence, that's basically what the position is.
All right, we leave it there. Thank you so much, Mark.